Hey friends, happy Friday. You know that on this show we are talking all things fitness, faith, and food related topics on Fridays. Now, today you are in for a treat. We are doing a live coaching session. Now, Sasha came to me because she was fed up of doing quick fixes, losing the weight, regaining it, but never being able to maintain her results. So, you will see us unpack and we will dig deep to find the things that actually worked for Sasha in the past. We're building upon those things to make sure that she can do these things and do them realistically and sustainably. And we hear a live in a way that can be sustainable for her. And she knows that she's actually going to get results and not give up like she did. And friends, if you want this deep dive session yourself and you're like Sasha and you're struggling, you're done with the fad diets, you're done with the quick fixes, and you're somebody who wants to actually keep the weight off, then you need to go to vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/focus to grab your spot for the Focus on the Fat Loss Macros group coaching program. This is where we are doing this on level 100 in the group coaching program. Now, my friends, get excited because this episode is gon' bless you, okay? Hey friend, welcome to Lose Weight with Macros, the Basics podcast show with me, your host Verona, where I believe if you are the woman that you are struggling to lose weight, you're sick of crash diets, fad diets, and gimmicks, and you are willing to do whatever it takes to get the results that you want, you are in the right place. If you're somebody who's overwhelmed by all of the conflicting information out there, you're confused about how much protein you should be eating, how to count macros, you don't have time to figure out your macros, and you're sick and tired of repeating the same old boring meals because it is exhausting, you are in the right place. Because, my friend, this Lose Weight with Macros Basics podcast is specifically for you. You're the woman who wants to learn how to track your macros and do it sustainably, do it in a way that you can enjoy your foods and you don't have to cut out your favorite foods, and we're not here for that. So, my friends, if this is you, grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your water, grab your matcha, your notepad and pen, because today's episode is going to be a juicy one and you're going to need to take notes. So buckle up, friends, let's get it.
Hi, Verona.
Welcome. We finally put together a date in the diary to get this coaching session done. This is a session for you to just be as open, as honest, as freely as you need to be, because this is the forum for you to open up. The aim of today's session is to really get into what your struggle is with losing weight. And then by the end of this, I want you to leave this session with a plan that you can put into place that you don't feel like is restrictive and that you can actually do and then start to see results from that. Does that sound like something that you can do?
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
Cool. So let's move on to what it is that you want to get out of this session. So this session, I might be taking notes. If I'm looking down, I'm not ignoring you. I'm listening to what you're saying. And if I need clarification, I'll ask you a little bit more. Can you expand on that?
My goals for this session are for me to find out ways to get help and guidance on the ways of how to maintain the weight loss, how to keep it off, basically. I have no problem losing the weight. I never have a problem with that, but keeping it there is a problem. How do I keep it off? I lose it, but then I'm like, oh, am I going to have to do this forever?
We'll definitely get to getting a plan in place towards the end of the session. So the way these sessions work, the way I work as a coach, is not to give you the answer, because what I found is people tend to do it for me and then they don't do it for themselves. So over a period of time together, I want to work with you so you're doing things that actually are realistic, that fit in with your lifetime, your work, your family, and around your schedule, so that it can be realistic. So then when we have the next session or catch up and do a follow-up, then we'll just check in on how have you been doing so far, and then we're tweaking it and fine-tuning it. So you said you wanted to find ways to get help and guidance to keep it off. So tell me a little bit about what you've actually tried before.
I feel like I've been a yo-yo dieter. I've tried the new diet in town. I've tried keto, tried Herbalife. I've tried Lighter Life. I've tried Slimming World. I've tried the counting the calories, 1,500 calories a day. I've tried many things, Verona.
Interesting. You have tried a lot of those. I've written those down. You've tried a lot. I want to know if there was any of those things that you tried that you liked, enjoyed, or felt like you could do again and then have successful.
For me, I tried this just normal healthy eating. On Sunday, I would peel and cook and do all of that. I would just prepare, the meal. I would still eat the biscuit, maybe one biscuit, That really worked for me. Okay. For 3 months, I did that. I'm a working mom as well. I've got 4 kids, as you know. And I've got a child with special needs as well, as you know. I'm a working mom, and I was like, is this going to be my life? but I just thought I cannot keep this up forever. It felt like too much.
First of all, and these are good things because it shows you've done this for 3 months. Many
Yeah,
people struggle with meal plan or meal planning, or many people tend to go on Google and search for meal plans and then they just get frustrated. But you did this for 3 months and you said, I
yeah.
liked that. That's one of the most powerful things. And I want you to be aware of that because that's a positive. And what I'm hearing is here, and I'm going to summarize. So you've come from yo-yo dieting, your words. You tried Herbalife, you tried shakes, you've tried all of these things, and you've even tried having a low calorie diet, 1500 calories. What I'm understanding is you said that they didn't work. You weren't able to maintain the weight loss, but what you did like was meal planning. Every Sunday
Yes,
you wrote your meal plan and it was able to fit into your lifestyle at the time. Is that
yes,
correct?
yes,
Right.
yes, that's correct.
Okay. We're going to dig into something in a minute. How would you feel going back to that with an aim of extending longer than 3 months, but not necessarily having to be as container led?
Oh, that would be amazing. Monday to Friday. My weekends, I like to rest. I'm in the worship team sometimes. I want to
Mm-hmm.
do nothing. I want to watch TV. My exercise that I was doing, that was
Yeah.
all over the place, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Because I was taking guidance from here and there, not sure who to follow. There was no bloating in my
Yeah.
skin, Verona. My skin
Yeah.
was just changing. I was feeling light, energetic. I was sleeping well at night.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So what I've identified, or what I'm hearing you say, is from all of these yo-yo diets that promise to work and erratic exercise, it
yeah,
they
yeah,
didn't work. I was all over the place. I was confused. The one thing that I did find consistency in, and I started to notice my I was feeling better, feeling more energetic. I was noticing, even though weight loss was slow, I was noticing benefits in my body. So
yeah.
if I can go back to that, I want to go back to that. Tell me how you feel about this. If we now focus on mapping together a meal plan and put it together in a way that could work with your schedule.
Oh,
And
that should be
then,
good. Is that
okay,
possible?
it is. Before we get into this, what I'm going to talk about is how realistic this level of change is going to be for you. So I'm going to
Yeah.
share my screen and then we're going to do this assessment. So this is about change and successful change. Let me know when you can see my screen. I recognize that challenges and failures are an opportunity for growth.
Oh, 10.
When things don't go as planned, I seek feedback from others to help me succeed.
4.
That's an interesting. When I'm confronted with a problem, I can usually find several solutions. In this, take this of your problem being I'm not able to maintain the weight loss.
Oh, 3.
Okay, so are you surprised with those answers?
I am surprised because when you're asking the questions, you make me think a little bit. I'm glad I was honest about them. Yeah.
Let me go back to one of them. When we first started, they were all 10. Number 9 was when I'm confronted with a problem, I can usually find several solutions. We focus specifically on maintaining your weight loss because that's your goal. You put 3, which is not true at all.
So I would go to alcohol sometimes, some wine, or I went to gin.
Thank you for being honest and sharing that. Sometimes we can get into the habit of being like, oh yeah, it's not really, yeah, I'm a 10 in this. Oh, I eat healthy. Then when we stand on the scale, the reality says that oh, I'm not actually losing weight. So there's something
Going on.
misaligned
Yeah,
somewhere. So I just want to encourage you to say thank you for being honest with that because it's one, not easy to be honest. 2, I don't take it for granted that you're being as honest and transparent.
yeah,
And 3, when we're honest and transparent and vulnerable with ourselves, then we can actually be like, this is truly reality of where I'm at. And then we can start to progress forward to put in a
yeah,
plan that is realistic for us.
yeah,
So, summing up, we know that diets is not the way forward for you now. Know that your goal is you want to maintain weight loss. The biggest place that you've received a return from your investment is by preparing your foods. So when you were meal planning, did you have
yeah.
it or throw in or feel like you could still have your traditional foods?
I did. In South Africa, we've got what we call chakalaka. I love chakalaka.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have what's called boerewors, which is our South African sausage. So what I would do is I would reward myself
How often would you have those rewards?
once a week.
How did you feel when you were rewarding yourself once a week?
It felt good, bittersweet,
Yeah.
because the taste was so good.
Mm-hmm.
But then it felt like, oh, I've done what I've done, for the whole week. All my good work, I've just wasted it.
Why do you feel like you've undone all your good work?
I felt like I would be feeling like, oh my goodness, I've done so well the whole day. And here I am now drinking this alcohol with so many calories.
Let me go back a few steps. So for you, that's an achievement because you're rewarding yourself with one of your favorite foods that you like and that you enjoy based on your progress that you've made for that week.
Yeah. And maybe standing on the scale, I would see that, oh, okay, I've done well. That's why I said, but once I've eaten all these and I weigh myself the following day, I feel like even though I'm not back to square one, but now there's a pound extra. You know what I mean? And I know why.
So you said you stand on the scale and then the scale has gone up overnight.
Yeah.
You believe that that is because of what you ate in terms of your favorite food.
Yeah.
You'll put aside your favorite food for the minute. You're doing your meal prep, have had a good week all week. Then the next following Monday, you stand on the scale, then you realize you're a pound up. Would that affect you the same way as it would if you had your favorite food?
It would, because I realized that was one of the things that discouraged me. Feeling like, oh, I don't see this weight moving. I've only lost a pound. I've only lost 2 pounds in 7 days. Even though I was feeling good and looking good, feeling lighter, being energetic and all that, I just thought, I would be discouraged by that.
What I'm hearing is you know how to prepare your meals. You know how to have a basis of putting in healthy foods. You've seen the benefits and you've seen the results. Okay, you didn't lose as much as you thought you would in the time that you thought you would, but the benefits outweigh the scale weight. Now that I've just kind of summarized what I'm hearing you say, what is speaking to you more? Is it the benefits or the fact that you didn't lose weight in the time that you wanted to?
The benefits. I really enjoyed the benefits. By the way, with the other diets, I was losing weight, but I knew it wasn't sustainable. I knew I can't live on bars and shakes for the rest of my life. I knew that those were just short-term fat diets that I was doing. Whereas the other one, where I was feeling energetic, looking good, but losing the weight very slowly, I knew that was working, and I love that. I absolutely love that. It was just the preparation. Oh gosh.
What I'm hearing you say is you know the benefits, you know the fad diets weren't it because you didn't want to lose weight on eating bars, and I wouldn't want to do that either. Eating bars and shakes, you can't live that for the rest of your life. You loved, this is your word. I loved it, but you just didn't like the time it took to prepare. So, right, what we're gonna do, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. We're gonna come up now with this section. What we'll go through now is just identifying any limiting factors. Share what you feel those limiting factors that you have are that are stopping you from maintaining your weight loss.
I want to make this a lifestyle, not just to lose weight because I'm going to a wedding, going on holiday. I want to make this a lifestyle. I'm going to be 48 next month. Tired of this starting, stopping. I want a realistic meal plan. So I can still have my chakalaka without jeopardizing my weight loss or my health, and still be able to enjoy a gin and tonic here and there, but knowing my limits and all that stuff. Yeah.
You are aware of what didn't work.
Yeah.
You're aware of what worked and how you felt when you did stop doing those things. Yeah. And now you're aware of where you want to go for long term. And you want to be able to enjoy your favorite things too, your shakalaka. So a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being absolutely zero confidence and 10 being no questions asked. If you had to choose between option A and option B, where would you be?
5. I would be 5.
Okay.
Because I've had wins, I've had losses as well. So I know I can do it, with the right guidance, but then I'm scared. Can I sustain it?
Tell me a little bit more about the fears.
I actually think it's my mindset and just the fear of not being able to sustain it long term. I feel like, I'm going to fail because I failed before. Because you know you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those kind of small things.
Okay, so we've talked about, you and I are both Christians. And so one of the things that I do as a coach, I coach Christian clients and non-Christian clients. Yeah. So I'm going to dig into a little bit more about the fear that you have in terms of, am I going to be able to succeed? So we know that there's Bible verses that we can stand on, that God has not given us a spirit of fear. He's given us a spirit of power, a spirit of love, and a sound mind. So these are things.
35 scriptures.
365. Do not fear. 365. A verse about do not fear every single day. Do you think that is something that you could see yourself putting into practice to help you overcome the fear of not succeeding?
Oh yeah, I could. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I manage to put an effort in making myself fearful, then I can undo that and make an effort in doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I know your biggest issue is sticking to it, and the issue is that you're afraid that you're not going to succeed long term. So you just give up because you've not done successfully in the past. So it's better if you
Yeah.
just give up now and then quit.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you comfortable for us to dig into this a little bit more?
I'm comfortable, yeah.
Okay. Where does that come from?
Oh, just the failure that I failed in my marriage.
Right.
You know, I felt like I couldn't keep my children's father. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I did for a certain while, you know, whatever that was. I couldn't do that forever. And look at many things that I thought, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then I don't finish. And then I start something else. Yeah, I think my marriage was the biggest one. Like, wow.
And that's huge. That's huge to come to that recognizing it. That's
Yeah,
huge to admitting it because it's not easy to admit.
yeah,
When we constantly start to believe those things, we then take on that identity as if it's a truth. That we
yeah.
can no longer distinguish what is truth and what is lie. And then we get so caught up and then we're like, oh, you know what? I give up. You get focused on seeing the scales and not knowing that actually, if we have a high carbohydrate meal the day before, then that could contribute to water retention, as is
Mm,
eating foods that have high sodium content. As is, and I'm going to be honest here, if you don't go to the toilet for a few days, if somebody's constipated, sometimes it can be a pattern of overeating over a consistent period of time. It's lots of different things, but it's about getting into the habit of retraining your mindset to say, right, is it A, B, C, D? So you're asking yourself those logical questions. Have I done this? Have I done that? You're almost troubleshooting.
yeah,
So does that sound like something that you can start to put into practice?
I can, but can I sustain it? It's always my issue. When I start, I'm so enthusiastic and, you know, I make plans but then I feel like I need constant support. I can encourage myself to say,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you're doing well, but I think sometimes I feel like I need extra, you
Mm-hmm.
know, but okay, I can have maybe you, for example, to encourage me, say, oh, you're doing well, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to depend on that. I
Yes.
wouldn't want to depend on that.
Yes.
I would want to be able to encourage myself.
No, I'm going to start that off today. The fact that you showed up here today, the fact that you've
Yeah,
been transparent here, people are going to hear your story, and this is going to encourage and bless another woman who's in the same position as you.
yeah, yeah,
So oftentimes, as women of faith and women in Christ, God uses our mess, our struggles to encourage others. You don't feel
yeah,
like it when we're going through it, but I want you to know
yeah,
that it takes time. It's about understanding, and we call those things bright spots. Like literally,
yeah.
the lights just went out, but bright spots, and that is writing down something that you do well as a daily win. So in coming to the action plan, because you want to get the gold, you want to get your what you came to the session for. So we're going to go through a meal plan. I want you to write your own meal plan. Now, bear in mind of what your goal is.
I'm 5'3" and I need to be between 52 and 58 kilograms. And I'm currently like 82 kilograms, which means I've got like 30 kilograms to lose. I do feel it sometimes, like feeling sluggish and, you know,
Do you have a comfortable amount that you want to lose?
between 65 and 70 kilograms.
From 82 to 70, that's 12 kg. It depends on other things, but as a forecast, you are looking at, I'm not going to give a specific, but you are looking at a range of anywhere from 3 to 12 months.
12 months is too far.
It is understandable that we get like, I just want it off and I want it off now. But if you've already tried, like you said, the unsustainable methods and it
Yeah,
hasn't worked, but you do want to get there and maintain the results, what is the option?
yeah, that's true. And
Mm.
sometimes I've gone through stages when I say, I just want to lose a stomach. It's not going. I'm only focusing on one thing.
Yeah. So I've given you a rough estimate of how long that would take. And things in that take into consideration stress, health, day-to-day living, and all of that stuff that can either the activities that you do that can help or hinder it.
Yeah.
But that is a realistic time frame to look at. And 12 months is a minimum. 12 months isn't the cutoff. So if you come to 12 months and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I've lost 11.5 kg, that's not a disappointment. That is, okay, that's how my body is responding. Does that sound like something you can do?
It does, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It
Yeah.
is about addressing where you're at, what your goals are, and you're always reassessing your goals. I want to get into we're now crafting your own meal plan. We're going to go through Monday. For
Yeah.
breakfast, you have what?
All mornings, actually, Monday to Sunday would be smoothies for me.
When do you feel peckish again now for a snack?
Around 11.
So what time do you have the smoothie?
At around 7 a.m.
Okay, so 11 a.m. you eat a snack, and what snack is it?
I love popcorn.
Right?
I love it. I love those.
So that's breakfast, that's your snack. So lunchtime
Yeah.
is what time?
Lunchtime around 2.
Okay, then what are you having for lunch on a Monday?
Oh, I'm having rice and chicken and some gravy, some sort of a salad, anything.
All
Yeah.
right, that's 2 p.m. You're in the office and then you're feeling a little bit peckish. What time is it and what do you have?
Oh, lots of coffee, by the way, in between. Take coffee, 2 sugars and milk.
Yeah.
I don't have a sweet tooth. You know, when I have my popcorn, it will either be popcorn or 2 or 3 biscuits and a cup of coffee.
How many coffees would you have a day?
4 or 5
Why are you having so many?
to wake myself up
Okay.
because it's a very stressful environment where I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, no,
just
no, no. I gathered.
yeah,
I gathered that, but I just wanted to clarify that. So we got breakfast in the morning, smoothies from about 7 a.m. 4 hours later, you're having snacks, which is popcorn. And then roughly 2 p.m., you're having a big portion of rice, chicken, lots of gravy, small portion of salad. And then coffee, 4 or 5 cups of coffee with 2 sugars per cup of coffee. So that is what is it? Let's say 5. 2 times 5, 10 sugars per day. And this is what I've just heard you say. So coffee, we haven't even got onto dinner yet. So with 2 biscuits ready sorted. I like my biscuits to dunk in tea, coffee, biscuits. It's a
yeah.
thing. You got to do it. And then do you have any snacks
I love
after
custard creams. I love
custard
custard creams.
creams? Oh, tell me about it when it melts. That's the best.
Oh, I'm telling you.
For dinner will be what time?
8,
What will you
yeah,
have for dinner?
lasagna,
Uh-huh.
maybe a glass of wine or a
Okay.
gin and tonic after that.
Lasagna and wine, gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have anything else after that?
No, because I go to bed early now.
Late.
10 is early for me.
What's the latest?
Oh, 12. I wouldn't snack in between that. I would
Okay.
drink more wine, more red wine.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So you're like you said, you're not a sweet person, but you're a wine and coffee person.
yes.
Okay. So you'd have 4 to 5 cups of coffee per day, Monday to Friday. 2 sugars
No,
per cup of coffee.
if you put it like that.
I'm just feeding back to you what you're saying because I've written it and we've gone through a typical day and
That's true.
I've gone through a typical day, Monday to Friday, and you said you have 4 to 5 coffees a day because you want to wake up. Your early time to go to bed is 10 p.m.
Hearing you say it back,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, I have 5 cups of coffee a day.
That's why I said to you, I don't want you to tell me what you think you should be eating, what you think I should hear. I want you to tell me a reality in your day. The difference for you is unlearning the habits of quick fixes, and that's going to take time. How are you feeling?
You know what? I'm glad you know, saying it to you and hearing you say it back to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, if you put it like that, but it's not if you put it like that, that's the reality.
Yeah.
What I found when I was doing the meal plans was it became boring.
Mm-hmm.
The food just became boring. It felt like it was same old, same old.
Or how about this? Define what consistently means to you.
Consistently would be still eating my balanced meals, not having those days. Oh gosh, chakalaka days. No, I need my chakalaka days.
Okay. How can you plan for your shakalaka days?
Example, not to do it every week. Yeah,
Mm.
not to
Mm.
do them every week. But if I feel like, oh, I've lost 10 pounds, for example,
Mm.
yeah, then I could have some chakalaka up in boerewors, but in very small portions. Because I don't want to lie and say I'm not going to have that because I am.
Yeah,
Still
of
going
course.
happen.
Of course.
Yeah,
And that's important for you to tell yourself. If I'm talking about it on the podcast all the time with clients, I don't tell you to, one, if you're somebody who drinks a lot of fizzy drinks, I don't tell you to throw away your wine because it's unrealistic. You're going to throw away that bottle, then you're going to go straight back to the shop when the work is stressful. You're going straight back to the
exactly.
shop to buy yourself a new bottle. So it's
Yeah,
unrealistic for me to give you or anyone these unrealistic methods. So instead of that, my point is what I'm trying to get at is how can you fit in the things that you like and still have balanced meals? So an
yeah,
action, if you feel that this is something you can do, is write a meal plan based off of knowing what we talked about on a Monday and a Wednesday.
yeah.
Write your meal plan for the next 3 days.
I like that.
So sad to say, healthy eating done right is going to be times where it's boring, but it's not boring where you're cutting out your shakalaka or your favorite foods to the point that
Yeah,
you feel that you have to cheat yourself. It's about giving you the skills so you know, right, this is what's going on in my life. This is where I haven't been successful in meal plan. What can I do differently realistically in my season
yeah,
that I'm in now?
yeah.
Then always breaking it down into smaller things that you can do, about doing one thing and doing that well.
Okay.
That's what we focus on, small and steady wins. And I will send you the list of how you can put this into practice. I'll send you some recipes and then send me you've come up with as a meal plan, not what you think I want to see in
Yeah,
your realistic state where you're at now.
yeah,
Include your shakalaka, include your wine, include your coffee, include everything that you eat, but
yeah.
remember your goal where you're trying to get to. And in between that time, focus on having one thing healthier between now and then.
Okay.
So that we've come to the end of the session, to be honest. And I know we've gone over our time, but we've come to the end of the
Yeah,
session. How have you found that? Is that something that you can do?
absolutely. What I loved about what you just said was making really short-term goals, not to give myself huge goals that then I feel like I'm gonna fail.
Yeah.
You've just spoken about 3 days, and I'm feeling like, oh, I can do that. 3 days,
Yeah.
it
Good.
sounds realistic. I've loved that you've wanted me to be honest and realistic.
Yeah.
But we are so easy to talk to anyway. I wouldn't be able to tell someone else that, oh, I drink wine and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Mm-hmm.
make it easy,
Yeah.
and you encourage me to be honest, and I was able to be honest. So I found that very helpful. You made me feel at ease to say, no, to be honest, no
Mm-hmm.
judgment here, you know, because my goal is really to be able to sustain my
Mm-hmm.
weight loss once, keep it off once I have it. And you brought reality into my
Mm-hmm.
head when you were saying between 3 and 12 months, and I thought 12 months is too far.
Mm-hmm.
But then you reminded me, but well, you haven't been able to sustain it with your short-term whatever goals you had. So maybe giving yourself between 3 months to a year, 12 months would work.
Mm-hmm. I'm pleased that you have got so much just out of this one session, and I know it's been a lot. Where I coach, where I teach is coming and helping you do things that you already do. How can we partner that with your goals? You've got to do it. I can't give you something that I'm not going to do. That's why I teach it the way that I teach, and it's about
Yeah,
you making sure that you've got the things that you need so that you can continue meeting those goals and
yeah.
sustaining it. So I will write this up. I will write this up and send you your pack with everything in it.
Thank you, Verona.
You are welcome. You are
Thank
welcome.
you.
And there you have it, friends. Live coaching in the flesh. And you get to hear how I coach my clients and condensing that into a short episode that you could get actionable steps from. Now, I do want to make clear that this is just the first session that we had. And then we're building upon this to address Sasha's other struggles with maintaining the weight loss. I hope you actually got something that would actually help you in your journey. And if you're somebody who feels like, oh, I want some more of this, then girl, you better come on over to Focus on the Fat Loss, VA Nutrition Coaching .co.uk/focus. Hey friend, you made it to the end of the episode. What was your biggest takeaway from today's episode? Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review over on iTunes. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about today's episode, or you need help, then you can contact me over on Instagram at VA Nutrition Coaching Podcast, or email me support@vanutritioncoaching.co.uk, or you can head over to the Facebook page VA Nutrition Coaching Podcast. It helps helps us reach even more women who are fed up of dieting, don't know how to lose weight, they're frustrated with following Sally's results and they're not getting any of their own, and they just finally want to shed some pounds and do it in a way that they can sustain and they can enjoy. But my friends, that's a wrap for today's episode. I can't wait to catch you on the next one. Until then, friends, stay healthy, stay blessed, and remember, if you haven't already downloaded your 5-ingredient recipe pack, you can go to the website vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/recipes and download your 5-ingredient recipe pack. Who said healthy eating was boring? See you next time, friend.